here today, Barry, Illinois, Passive Park, handgun range, steel targets. I'm going to do a review on the MR920. It's by Shadow System. This is the elite version. Chambered in 9mm. Get you a look at this thing real fast. Hopefully you can see it pretty good. All right, that being said, this comes in the foundation model, then the combat model, and then the elite model. Elite model's running around, I want to say $980. Couldn't tell you what the combat model or the foundation model is, but I can tell you that all come optic ready. So the concept for the MR920 and the Shadow Systems, there's the CR920, DR920, and the MR920. They're all a clone of the Glock. Glock's patents on the Gen 3 just expired, I guess, a few years back. So there's a bunch of companies now who are making improvements on the Glock and reproducing the Glock. The thing with Shadow Systems is they've got a lot of military guys, ex-military guys, competition shooters, and they said, we love Glock, but there's a lot of different things about Glock that we wish they had. So this basically, the elite model, and even the other models, they have a bunch of the features you wish your Glock had. I've seen other videos where people have broke down how much it would actually cost to get your, Glock ready for the optic ready and milled out, and the slide and the serrations and all this shit. And it's pretty expensive compared to the actual Shadow Systems version that they have. So I'd encourage you to go take a look at it. Start with the optic here. It does come optic ready on this version here. Has the spacer in between. So it gives like 5 or 6 different models in that owner's manual of optic that it will mount. And it comes with different spacers depending on which one you decide to get and mount. I went with this because it had the solar panels on it. This is the 507 507C GR. So it's a green dot. I'm not going to be using the green dot today. I'm going to use iron sights, which brings us around to the actual fixed mounted sights. These are the night sights on it. They're raised so you can see them over the actual optic itself. I have no problem doing it. Might be harder for different people, whatever. It's easy for me. All right, that brings us to our slide. There's cutouts on the actual slide itself. You got all the serrations that are going to help you pull it back, but it's going to help pull out of your trigger too, because they're out of your holster, because they are the other way, opposite way and direction of your actual holster itself. A lot of different configurations as far as the serrations go to pull them back that way. I guess this, whatever's comfortable for you, this does have it. Let's go to our barrel. It's a 4-inch barrel on this. They do have the threaded barrels. I chose out of that. I didn't want it. I just got, and that one is I believe, threaded and fluted, which is the serrations or whatever it is on the barrel itself. They say that keeps down on the dirt. I don't know how. I feel like dirt would collect in there better. I feel like it would. That doesn't make sense to me. And also with the cutout, I feel like you're going to get dirt in there. If you have no cutout, how the fuck's the dirt supposed to get in there? It is what it is, man. Period on this is supposed to be around 200 rounds because everything is calibrated and fits so tightly. Okay, so we'll go to the polymer frame. Obviously, polymer frame. It's got the textured grip, textured back strap, and then right here you got the textures that are alongside the actual slide itself. I'm telling you, man, as soon as you pull it out, you can feel it. And you need to get into the habit of, with this gun, if you can just do draws at home and make sure you're pulling it up right, make sure your hands and everything are right there where they need to be. Because if you do, for one, it's just becomes second nature, but slide bite and all that other stuff. Also, I mean, you can just tell when you're, like whenever I'm holding this thing, I got my finger there, I can just feel that texture. I know it's where it's supposed to be and not on the trigger. brings us around to the trigger. The thing that I like about this, I'll just show you this one first, which this one here you can see is flat, right? It's still got that Glock, you know, I don't even know, you say that built-in safety there, so that's got to be engaged just to even pull the trigger itself. Well, if you've noticed, it's a flat trigger itself. So I feel like it's easier to have better form with this trigger because your hand actually has to be flat on it when you're pulling it. The Glock triggers are more of like a conical, triangular type of trigger that have like grooves in it. And I feel like you can just not have a very good mount on your finger. Don't have the trigger mounted very good with your finger to pull it. And you can, in turn, squeeze it and pull and squeeze off the round easier off target whenever it's like that. This, it's got the flat trigger, and it ensures that the fattier triggers on there, or fattier finger is on there, and it's going to be able to pull easier. Mag release, this here is textured too. That helps out. But this one I've heard is a big one with a lot of guys with maybe bigger hands or whatever. But it is the, so it's the slide catch. The normal Glocks, they do not have this little groove here to keep you from bumping it while you're shooting the actual gun itself. This one does, it helps out. One thing I wasn't too wild about, visual-wise, aesthetically, is this, I don't even know what you call it, man, like flared magwell, I think it is. But it really does help on the recoil. Like, it keeps it down to where, I don't know, with that pinky, it just helps, man. The weapon's really grown on me. From the very first time I ever shot the thing, first shot I squeezed off, I'm like, whoa. And I've literally backed, you know, put my Glock, put my M&P, put my Hellcat, all of those other models on the back shelf, and I've been running this, dude, ever since I fired it. So we're talking about the flared magwell. Brings us around to the mag itself, magazine. This is a 15 capacity magazine. The only drawback with this is it is plastic, which I thought was a con, but it's grown on me, man. I've fired 1,500 rounds out of this gun, at least, almost about 1,600 really. Not one misfire, no failure to eject, no failure to feed, which could be the mag too, on the failure to feed. I have not had any of that. I've ran Glock 19 mags through it. They fit too, which all of these parts are customizable, and they are interchangeable with the correct corresponding Glock model to it. This is the Glock 19. So the slide would fit on this. This slide would fit on the Glock 19 polymer frame. So it's all kind of interchangeable. But for that being said, Glock mags will fit in this, and they perform just fine. That being said, I don't really have too many cons about the gun, other than I really can't think of too many. I feel like there's more pros than cons. The plastic mags, maybe. Some people said they don't like those. It is what it is, man. So I'm gonna, you know, put some bullets on these targets here. These are 115 grain Winchester full metal jackets. I'm gonna pull them out of the hip and the holster. So adjust that camera a bit. Let's go, man. motherfucker. Fucking Christ. Now, I'd say that's more user error than it is the gun itself. First ones went off pretty good, but that's fucking embarrassing. It is what it is, dude. May not be the best perfect gun review, but hey, dude, this is the model, man. I'm really fucking proud of it. I could use a little bit of fucking work. This was at 17 yards, 17, 18 yards, maybe 20, something like that. But that being said, this is the MR920 Elite version, chambered in 9mm. I suggest, if you got the money, go get it. It's fucking worth it, man. Try to look around, do your own research on it. Hopefully you find this review. I'm in favor of it. That being said, if you can't afford it, bro, level the fuck up, man. You got to get some shit, dude. All right, you deserved a little better. It is what it is, man. That being said, I'm going to be out on this one. I'm going to bring to you other guns that are chambered in different calibers and on different platforms in the upcoming weeks and months. So I'll fucking see you. Let's fucking go, bro.